Okay, so my full thoughts on this whole Power Rangers auction thing that is currently going on. But I recently just found out that the auction is officially over. But when I first made a video on Hasbro's decision to sell out every Power Ranger items of 31 years of history, from the costumes, the Zords, the weapons, the morphers, the blasters, etc. And so yesterday I was watching a video on talking about the auction, and most of the Mighty Morphin items were sold like crazy. The Cosmic Fury Amelia Jones Red Ranger costume was sold. Someone probably bet off of that like crazy, and I'm sure whoever got those costumes will end up taking great care of it, because if they're fans of the franchise, if they grew up with it, I'm sure they're going to be very happy with it. Not unless they gave it to one of the Ranger actors when the time is right, basically. On the flip side, though, I understand why they were selling History of Power Rangers to people that really want this stuff. Because Hasbro lost like $1 million this year, and they were just short-staffed. Some got fired, some got laid off, and some got let go, because not only that, they stopped making toys because of what was going on behind the scenes, and they canceled the Netflix reboot. And speaking of reboot, that could be the reason why they're selling the Ranger stuff from the shows, films, etc., just to make money, to get back that $1 million, so they could just use some of that to make a new season or a reboot. And my bet is that it's going to probably be a reboot. So what I was trying to say is that Hasbro is like this video game and toy company. As far as like the entertainment goes, they could just like use some of that money to make a new season or a reboot. Because my money is that it's going to be basically about the reboot, because Netflix backed out of Hasbro's idea on the Power Rangers reboot as far as like being cheap and stuff. And I don't think they have to worry about being cheap anymore, where you could just use some of that money on production and the story and all of that. But to me, the auction thing is mad crazy right now, because I've seen certain Twitter and Facebook accounts saying that they got the stuff they bid off from the auction, and the prices on there are really expensive at this point. Not only that, but the Cosmic Fury Blaster made over $70,000. They bid it off at $70,000 from the Cosmic Fury Hero Blaster. This is how you know the Cosmic Fury was the most popular item that the auction has had to offer. It wasn't just the blaster, it wasn't just the morpher or the costumes. It was like that. And I'm shocked by this, because all the other weapons, they ended up in a low point as far as like not being the most favored, the most popular, especially Megaforce, because I saw it on Facebook and Twitter, and that should really tell you something how bad Megaforce was. And so I saw the Samurai Shogun costumes from the second season when they used in the Megazord cockpit, when they could have just used it outside of the cockpit, in my opinion. So I saw that. Every mask, every helmet, every weapon, every costumes. Like, I feel like Hasbro was making their money, and they got their money. And they made over $1 million because of the auction. And I feel like they did what they had to do. That I realized about Hasbro's decision is why they had to sell every costumes and weapons from the show, because the stuff gets old and dusty real quick. I was watching the fan club's video on the Zeo finale when he mentioned something about Rita Revolto's costume being old and crumbled up, so they had to burn it and get rid of it. That could be the reason why Hasbro is like selling some of the costumes and stuff, And as far as like the business situation, I get it. Not everything has to stay the same, because if you keep those costumes with over 31 years, it's going to get old and crumbled up and dusty. And if you think you can just call yourself try to fix the old prop, that's going to be a problem, because they get old really quick. And it's going to get dusty. It's going to get like destroyed just like that. But most of the stock was sold in the auction with either what, 40%, 70%? But I'm sure that not everything was sold off. So it is what it is. And that's one of the main reasons why I pretty much just understood why they did what they did. Because I'm not trying to make it a theory, but it's possible. It's the reason why they're selling the auction is to get the $1 million back, just in case they're gonna adapt a Sentai season. Whether it's gonna be King Ultra, Boom Boomger, or it's gonna completely remake Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, basically retelling MMPR but done right, and then use new stories while doing a Mighty Morphin TV show based on season 1, because we all know that season 1 is the most recognizable season among the public, because hey, it was the most successful show because of them adapting a faithful Sentai instead of like adapting like 2 seasons that is not based on Zyuranger. What I'm trying to say is that I understand why Hasbro did what they did by selling every Power Ranger items in the auction, because Power Rangers did not do this though. They weren't the only ones that did it. Star Wars, Marvel, any other franchises that were made in the films were sold in the auctions, because the costumes, they will get old and they will get crumbled up in pieces. But if you're known for like cosplaying the costumes and everything, you could just remake the costumes, remake the helmets, and you can give it to the actors for Comic-Cons. I bet y'all didn't think about that, did you? So like I said, at the end of the day, I get why Hasbro did what they did. To make money, to do what they gotta do to get back on top. And for everybody that is freaking out, crashing out about how Power Rangers is dead, it's over, it's gone forever, it's not. Unless we have information on the reboot as far as like the entertainment stuff goes, then yes, it's possible. So those are just my thoughts. If you agree with me, fine. If you disagree with me, let me know in the chat. If I'm wrong, let me know. I'm out.